Wetland Brewery is cool.
Whetstone.
Whetstone.
Yeah. It's okay, man.
It was cool.
Just renaming Brattleboro.
Cool.
You look like a wetland.
Yeah. Ready to go?
Let's do it, bro.
Let's do it. What's going on, guys? Dr. Matt here of the Rhody Strength Podcast. I am the owner and operator, physical therapist over at Strength and Sport. Today we got special guest on today, Tanner, head coach, owner, CrossFit Providence.
That's me.
What's going on?
Not much, man.
Dude, I've been waiting for this podcast for a while, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited on it.
Me too.
We had to postpone it for a week due to COVID, as usual. That's kind of our life these days, but that's all right. We make it happen. Just go with your own pace.
Got to be able to pivot, dude.
That's right.
That's the name of the game now. Got to be able to pivot.
So we'll get right into it. We'll hit some rapid fire questions, and then we'll get into a little bit about CFP.
Sounds great, dude.
Cool. All right, so we got, and I'm really excited for these questions too, because a lot of the people I've been interviewing are from Newport, and I'm relatively new-ish to Providence. I guess I'm over a year now, but I'm excited to hear some of these spots. So, best breakfast spot in Providence, or your favorite breakfast spot?
Yeah, honestly, probably Massimo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's this
Italian place.
Yeah. So it's like this hidden gem. They only do brunch on Sundays. Like, people don't really know about it. Like, if you talk to someone, they'll probably tell you like Julian's or Nick's on Broadway or something like that.
I've been there.
Which are all great.
Yeah.
But Massimo
that's the spot.
It's the spot, dude. And they got good ass coffee.
All right. What do you get there as far as breakfast?
Crab cakes, eggs Benedict.
Okay. That sounds really good.
It is.
Let's go.
It is.
Speaking of coffee, we're drinking shout out White Electric.
Yeah.
I got the oat milk latte. You got the decaf.
Yeah.
Decaf hot. Do you go decaf afternoon?
Yeah. So I'm like super caffeine sensitive.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So if I drink too much caffeine, like heart attack, shaky palms, sweat, like type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
So even most days, I usually don't even drink coffee.
That's awesome.
I'll usually drink matcha, so like green tea.
Yeah. It's got some caffeine in it, though.
Yeah. But like probably half to a third as much as a cup of coffee, like a regular cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But we're here on the podcast.
Yeah.
You offer to get me a coffee, I'll grab a little decaf.
Yeah, something to sip on.
A little taste.
White Electric's got the good beans, so
They do. They use New Harvest. And
yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah, New Harvest is good.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot going on over there with the whole co-op thing.
Yeah.
And the workers owned.
Yep.
Which is kind of unheard of. What they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a concept I've heard of before, but it's something I haven't seen on like a small business scale.
Yeah.
And I used to be Tom Tupin, who was the previous owner before he sold it to the co-op.
Yeah.
Used to be a member here. So So I used to have like a really close connection with him. But yeah, so it is
That's
pretty
cool.
Interesting, and it seems to be working.
Yeah.
It's
so
open.
far, so good.
It's open every day.
The coffee still tastes good.
Yeah. So.
Which that brings us to our next question: best coffee in Providence.
Nitro.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Nitro cart for iced. For
sure. Nice.
Hot coffee. Probably Coffee Exchange.
Oh,
over on Wickeden.
Yes. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I've been there. Okay. Cool.
For your coffee snobs.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good spot. Next one, best bar or favorite bar.
Oh, I really don't go out to bars that often.
True. Yeah.
I'm pretty chill. But I tell you what, dude, when we did the Ugly Sweater pub crawl, I had the best time at the Dark Lady.
That was fun.
Dude,
that was fun. Was that the second place we were at?
That was the last place.
That was the last
fourth one at the very end. So that was the one that had like a bunch of lights, like had drag queens up on stage, had dudes in like Speedos dancing on poles. It was great.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. Like I was there.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember being there. Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I'd never been to a gay bar before, and hey, it was a good time. It was a good time. Who was it? Max was there, and I remember at one point in the night, he's patting me on the shoulder. He's like, "See, man, you're having a good time." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing that's like really important to me when it comes to like a bar, if I'm like going out to like have a good time, is like I want good music. I want to be able to dance, and that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And like the cool thing too is if I go to a gay bar, I get free drinks.
There you go. That's even better.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sleep with you, but you can buy me a drink.
And they probably know that most of the time.
Yeah. Exactly.
We got a gym-related question. We got favorite sneaker for the next one.
Definitely the Nike Metcon.
Oh yeah, that's a solid answer.
Yeah.
You're very confident about that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you wearing Metcons right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. See, I always do the check. I always go on the table like, are you sure? What are you wearing? All right. Nice.
Yeah.
How come?
Okay, well, I started with the Reebok back in the day.
Yep.
And the truth is I haven't worn Reebok Nanos in a long time. So
Sure.
I don't know how the new shoe is.
Sure.
But when I had those before, there was nothing special, nothing that was really keeping me to them. When I switched to the Metcons, I loved them. I think they're just like a really well-rounded shoe. Like you can run in them. I don't feel like I'm like slapping my toes on the ground.
Sure.
I can squat in them, no problem. Like I literally can do anything in these.
Yeah.
The Nobles I've done before, and no hate on Noble because I love their shirts and sweatshirts and everything like that. But their shoes for me are like almost like a powerlifting shoe. Like I'll squat, deadlift, bench press. I'll do like wall balls in them, whatever. But like if I'm running or jumping in Nobles,
I see that.
and it could just be the way I run or the way I move.
Sure.
But like it doesn't feel good on my feet / shins. I end up like kind of slapping my toes. Feel like I'm in clown shoes.
Gotcha. I feel that.
Yeah.
Even just so, what about the runners? We try the Noble runners.
I do have those.
Yeah.
I have like the first rendition that came out of them. I'll be really honest. I've worn them like 30 times.
Really?
Yeah. I just never.
What size are you?
10.5.
I'll buy them off you.
Yeah, they're gray with the gum bottoms.
I'll buy them 100%. I'll buy them off you.
Okay.
We'll make the exchange if you want.
Dope. Let me try them on again one more time.
All right, sounds good.
But those feel like pillows on your feet.
Yeah. I've never tried them on, but I've liked the look of them, so I've been meaning to.
Yeah.
I got the new Nanos on right now, and it's funny you mention that because the old Nanos are almost to me like felt like a pillow.
Yeah.
Like walking around on. Very wide toe base, like very comfy, very like flexible, almost like a slipper.
Yeah.
These are a lot like the Metcons. They're very, very similar to the Metcons.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I like them.
Do you know which ones those are?
The newest,
6,
like
7,
I just got
10, 11.
XI 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roman numerals.
Yeah.
XI. All right, cool.
Yeah. So the last Nanos I had were the 2s.
Yeah, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
And they probably became less flexible now, more flexible than next. So maybe they're similar to the 2s actually in a way.
Flow.
Yeah. I just got these at do you ever go by the Reebok store in well, you don't really buy Reeboks, but do you ever go by the Reebok store in Boston?
No.
So now
in Seaport?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I've been, and I don't know if this is just like the person working, but I always ask, hey, are you guys still doing the 50% off? And I've always gotten the answer yes. So every time I've been there, everything I've gotten is 50% off.
Damn.
So I think it's just like they do that for CrossFit coaches.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
No, I nothing against Reebok. It's just I've never, and like I've had a couple pair of their shorts, I've had a couple of their shirts.
Yeah.
But their style just doesn't really speak to me.
Sure. Metcon's got a nice style.
Yeah.
Do you ever I haven't read it yet, but I got recommended to read it actually on the podcast, somebody else, the book Shoe Dog.
No, I haven't heard of that
It's
book.
about the guy who created Nike.
Okay.
Supposedly it's a really, really like fascinating, like good story, good book.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the book Born to Run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I finished it, but I started and it was really cool. He was talking about the natives in Mexico, I think, in the very beginning, but where how like they could run like hundreds of miles like without issues, without shoes, I think even too.
Yeah.
That's
or
a
just
cool
like
book.
moccasins. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. That's a cool book.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just I think there was an example. So I actually haven't read the book. This is what I've learned from my mom who read it.
Sure.
Because she's a big runner. And it was essentially she was like I think it was like the Oregon Oregon State track and field coach.
Yeah.
He used to like hand make his shoes for like
way.
all his athletes. So yeah, he'd have them come in, get like their foot thing, make their shoe, so on and so forth. And Oregon got a deal with Nike. Nike came in, gave all his runners shoes, and they all got injured.
No way.
Because like toe box was too narrow, shoe wasn't made for their foot, all this stuff, and he like stopped using the shoes immediately.
Is that in the book? They talk about that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Way.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta finish it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like I picked up on a plane ride, I like ripped through 2 chapters, and then I just didn't pick it up again.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
I got some books on my shelf that I'm like, I should probably read you at some point.
Yeah. I actually forgot. I'm gonna pick that back up. I forgot about that one. All right. Well, or one more point on the sneaker actually. Because there's been a big debate on, I don't know if you follow the account like Squat University.
Yeah.
So and in the PT world, a lot of things are debated. Like there's some people on one side, some people on the other side, on like almost every topic.
Yeah.
So,
of course.
So the squat you guys very, very big on like a wide toe box.
Yep. And
there's a lot of PTs that'll kind of say the same thing, but there's also some people like kind of opposing on the other side, like, hey, listen, like it literally doesn't matter. But I think the squat you guy does make a really good point of like, hey, our feet are supposed to be able to have like your toes splayed out for walking. Like that's kind of naturally how our feet are. And if you look at like all the incidences of like people like getting bunions, their toes getting crowded as they age, like the foot just isn't supposed to move that way.
Yeah.
And I resonate with that. I think that's can be really helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what kind of activity you're doing, sometimes maybe, I don't know, maybe if you're a sprinter, maybe you don't really need such a wide toe box or certain things.
Yeah.
But I think there's some truth behind that.
Yeah. I mean, I think for anything in life right now, if you go on the internet, you can find science that backs up both sides of it.
For sure.
And when it comes to the foot, I really try to think of like the foot as our foundation. So it's like that is your first contact with the floor.
Yeah.
And that's how you're generating power is by pushing into the floor, like squatting, deadlifting, whatever.
Sure.
So making sure that you have the correct contact and no power leakage is like what's most important. So like I think there's probably a happy medium. They probably don't have to be like super splayed out, but you probably also shouldn't be like toe pointed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I think whatever allows the individual to feel full contact with the floor. So like pinky toe, ball of the foot or big toe and the heel. So like whatever allows them to feel that as they're doing whatever they're doing.
For sure.
Good to go.
Good to go. Yeah. I like that. Usually things are found in the happy medium.
Yeah.
That's true. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we beat that one to death. Let's move on to the next question. Favorite movement. Now this could be a CrossFit related movement. Could be just a different style movement. But what do you like?
See, favorite movement. Probably the snatch.
Cool.
Probably the snatch, specifically squat.
Yeah.
So I'd say either something between that or maybe like the bar muscle up.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are both like high end, like when done. I mean, there's obviously you can continue to progress them, but like it's a very huge expression of like skill and power. Yeah,
exactly. I've always been like a very technical athlete. Like I'm definitely not the strongest person in the gym as far as like like squat, deadlift, bench press or anything like that. Sure. But I've always been very technical. So like my ability to Olympic lift has been always like very off compared to like what I'm able to lift, right? So like at one point my best front squat was 315 and my best split jerk was 300 and my best clean was 290. Wow. So it's like people are like, well, that doesn't sound right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like those are so close. I'm like, I just need to get stronger.
Yeah.
So like technical things, sign me up. Yeah. Sign me up because that's where I excel.
Right.
I look like a stud.
So you're saying like your ability to clean and jerk is pretty much just how strong you are on your front squat. Yeah. It's like most people like their clean and jerk's gonna be way lower than what they can do because they have leakage and like
because they need to work on form and technique or positioning, mobility, whatever it may be. But that's not. So it's like for me to get better at clean and jerking, really what I have to do is like get front squat and like overhead press. Yeah,
because you're very efficient in those movements.
Yes,
gotcha.
And not to say I couldn't be more,
but there's probably somewhat of a ceiling. There's like at some point you're only making like 0.1% gains in this, but you really just need to make more gains like over here.
You got it.
The strength.
You got it.
Cool. I like that. Celebrity crush. This one trips people up sometimes because it's not something you think about every day, but
it's not. I thought about this one a little bit before. We're gonna stay in the CrossFit realm.
Cool.
Because there's too many celebrities to pick from. Like which woman isn't beautiful?
For sure.
I'm gonna go with Brooke Wells.
Nice. Yeah. That's a great choice.
Yeah.
That's a great choice. Was she the one who just got injured with the shoulder? Or is
I don't know.
Am I thinking about somebody else?
Elbow.
Oh, elbow. Okay.
It was her elbow at the CrossFit Games or something like that. So she like broke that shit. Yeah. And she was in a cast for a while, and she's like on her way back right now.
Yeah, I saw her just like I think it might have been last week she was doing a snatch like 135 and like comeback post. Everyone's like, let's go. Yeah. Love to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I just think I think she's a complete babe.
Yeah, of course.
And she just like seems pretty nice, pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I've actually met her before.
No way.
And even though she looks like, if you look on Instagram, I don't like the way this sounds, but she looks big. Sure. And not like in a wrong way. She's like looks like like a beast.
Yeah.
But if you see her in person, it's
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's less intimidating. It's nice.
For sure. Yeah. That's good.
Less fear.
I mean, CrossFit Games athletes in general they're not the tallest, but they're massive people.
Yes.
In general.
They can be.
Yeah. That's what I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. They tend to be, like, wide.
Yeah.
And, like, lean, of course.
Almost, like, I don't know, I get kind of, like, linebackery vibes a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, like, just at that level of performance, you almost have to be.
Like linebacker or, like, running back. Like,
yeah. Just, like, a solid human.
Yes.
Like
a
hard to
ball.
kill.
Yes. Yeah. Small target to hit really fast.
Yes. Very awesome. All right, let's hit next question. Place most recently traveled?
In the country? Out of the country?
Maybe both.
Okay, so not for fun really. I went to Philly last weekend.
Oh, sweet.
For a funeral. So.
See the Liberty Bell?
No, I didn't see anything.
Come on, man.
I just went to Philly for a funeral, came back.
Sorry to hear that.
for fun, the last trip I did was Outer Banks in North Carolina. Yeah, that's North Carolina. And it was sick.
I've seen the show. Is the show shot there?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've never seen the show.
Really?
No.
I mean, my girlfriend likes it. So I'm
just gonna ask if Liz you've seen it.
JB, the heartthrob of America. It was for a while, but
no, it was sick, man. In this giant house with my girlfriend's family and their like family friends.
Sweet.
2-minute walk to the beach.
Nice.
I walk out the door, beach right there. Like hot tub and stuff at the house. It was like
awesome.
I mean, it was literally just 5 days of lounging on the beach.
Awesome. You need that once in a while.
Oh, I need that all the time.
Or more than once in a while.
No, we got done with the vacation and my girlfriend's mom came up to me and she's like, I hope you don't mind that we didn't really do anything. We just kind of sat around. I was like, I love that shit.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
I need that.
I'll work out in the morning. You know what I mean? And I didn't even work out that much when I was there, but I'll do a quick workout in the morning, and I can sit on the beach all day.
I'm 100% the same. If I'm on vacation, and I can get a workout done in the morning, I am 100% satisfied with doing absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Completely nothing. If I don't, I kind of feel a little antsy.
Yep.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I know that about myself. So even when I was at my girlfriend's parents for Thanksgiving, every morning I woke up and he went for a run or did something to get my heart rate up, sweat a little bit, and I was totally fine just chilling the rest of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will lounge in the waves. I'll play beach games. You know what I mean? We're on vacation, have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down.
And it's also if the plan is to chill, if I'm pre-framed with that, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
If the plan is to adventure, I'm down with that too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's I kind of need to know what I'm getting into in a way.
Yeah.
Because if I'm expecting to go on a crazy adventure and we just chill all the time, I'm like, oh damn, I kind of wanted to do more things.
Yeah.
But if I know what I'm in for, I'm good with that.
Yep. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Totally.
How about where you want to go next, or any trips planned? Anything coming up?
So I'll probably go back to the Outer Banks again this year with her family.
Cool.
My family was talking about going down to Florida, probably sometime late spring, chill in the Gulf. Just chill on the beach, eat food.
Chill on the beach.
But one trip that I really want to do is Italy.
Nice.
So pre-COVID, literally 2 months before COVID, I booked a whole trip. I paid for everything, booked all my hotels. It was gonna be 9 days in Italy, 3 days in a couple different cities. And then it was 2 days in Amsterdam, and then I was coming back. Yeah, it was gonna be dope. And then COVID hit, and I had to get it. I got all my money back, which is fine.
Good.
I think I only lost $200, which isn't a
bad.
big deal. Yeah. But yeah, so did that. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to do that trip.
Were you going with anybody or just going solo?
I was going solo.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was gonna be cool, man. I just wanted to don't get me wrong. I love being with other people too, but I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. All right, I want to go work out this morning, go visit a local gym. That's what I'm going to do. All right, I want to chill out at local shops or local, coffee bars or whatever, and just hang out. Good to go. I want to go out to a nightclub that night. I can go do that. I want to have dinner, chill out, read. Whatever I want to do, I can do. Whatever sites I want to see, I can go see. I was single at the time, so whatever women I run into, hang out with. Hang out with.
Nice.
Yeah, we can just be friends.
Pen pals.
Yeah. All right, you.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I just wanted to be able to do my thing.
Cool.
And I think it's important to be able to spend time alone.
100%. That's cool. Yeah. Trips like that are, I feel a lot of people don't do them.
Yeah.
Like solo trips like that.
Yeah.
And it's almost a way to like, I don't know, it sounds cheesy, but like find yourself in a way. Like, like learn to know yourself a little better.
Yeah. And
that's
like,
cool.
And like know what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even though like sometimes it's nicer to have someone to enjoy the experience with, like, you know, being alone, like learning to essentially love yourself and know what you like. You're like, all right, these are the things I really like doing.
Yeah.
Like, they're not necessarily like what defines you, but like they're part of your definition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't go out and like do other things in life if you don't know what you like.
Right. Right. You gotta figure that stuff out.
Yeah, because if not, then you're just like a yes man. You're like constantly going around. You're like probably upset at least 50% of the time because you're not actually doing what you like because you don't know.
Yeah, right, right.
It's like,
you're upset because you don't know, and you're upset because you don't like it. You're just confused and upset.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta find yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Did you I got another book. You've probably heard of, or have you read Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey?
No, I haven't, but I heard it's pretty good.
It's really good. Yeah, the audiobook's really good for that too.
Okay.
He speaks it, but
does he do it?
He does a trip. I think he does a couple journeys like that, just solo missions.
Yeah.
And it's funny. One of them is like he has this reoccurring, like, he calls it a wet dream, because I guess it is a wet dream.
Yeah.
But he keeps like seeing this vision of like a crocodile. And so like he like acts on it. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna go somewhere where there's crocodiles. And like he ends up taking this trip to the Amazon.
Interesting.
Solo, and like makes friends with the locals. He's also like from Texas. He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he's very believable.
Yeah.
If it's true or not, it's a good story. And like ends up getting in this like wrestling match with the locals and like loses, but they like love him, and then he returns like a year later. So like, yeah, it's like that's kind of like what you're doing, solo journey, like making it happen.
Making it happen, dude.
I like it.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next question: one book that you read recently that you like, or one book that's impacted your life?
So there's like two books that come to mind. So the first book is Limitless by Jim Kwik. I probably read this about a year and a half ago.
Sweet.
Essentially, it's a book that teaches you how to learn.
Cool.
Right? So like we've been taught to learn certain ways in life, and crazy, but like school doesn't actually teach us the most efficient way to learn things.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And it's just like a really cool way of like learning how to learn, and like speed read, and like why we get distracted, and all these other things.
Huh. I've heard of that book before, but I didn't know that was I thought it was just a motivational book.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's like essentially his little pitch is that like we all have like superpowers, and our superpower is our brain. Yeah. Like our brain is essentially a giant computer, and if we continue to use it, it grows. Like it can hold more space. So a lot of people think that like, oh, if I use my brain too much, it's, you know, I'm not gonna be able to like I can't remember that much. But it's actually the opposite. Like the more you use it, the stronger it becomes, right? The more you're able to remember things, like so on and so forth.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why they have like all the elderly people doing like crossword puzzles and stuff. Yeah. Like using that muscle, you know?
Yeah.
I can dig it. Yeah. I like that.
Helped break down like limiting beliefs. Right?
Gotcha.
So we get like told things in our lives, and we continue to use those definitions for ourselves. So like when I was young, I had a hard time reading. I did like hooked on phonics, all that stuff. I had to go to like outside of the classroom to go read. Yeah. So it was just like completely normal. But I had a hard time reading, and never really liked it. Like always just struggled with reading, and so therefore didn't do it. Right. And like essentially because of the classes I was in and stuff, like thought I was bad at reading, so like told myself that. So I'm like, I'm not going to do this. Yeah. But the truth is that like I wasn't bad at reading. I just didn't know how to read well. Yeah. And I didn't practice it enough. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I could see that. Like if you're not good at something initially, you almost avoid it. And then you never get better at it. Yes. So it's like, okay, I'm not good at it, so I have to work on this. Yes. And I can get better at it. Yes. That's cool. Yeah. You said there was another book that came to mind too? Yeah, so the other book is called Biology of Belief. Cool. And it's by Bruce Lipson, I believe is his name. So he has a PhD in cellular biology. And he talks about how our body works around our beliefs. So down to the cellular level, down to the atomic level, our body works off of atoms and energy and vibrations. And what we believe essentially can come true. Yeah. Whether that be good or bad. Yeah. And some things that most people would be able to digest that happen in real life, would be things like the placebo effect.
Sure.
So how come when someone takes this drug that's not actually a drug, they get the same effect as someone who took the drug?
Because they believed it was working.
You got it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like a really common one. It's like a simple one to digest.
I think they did another study on top of that. Even when they told someone like this is a placebo, like I might be getting this wrong, but like it still worked.
Yeah.
It's like you almost like can't trick your brain sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, it comes down to like the set and the setting.
Yeah.
Really. So it's like who's administering the drug to you? What kind of room are you in?
Yeah.
What kind of room are you in your brain, right? Like,
sure.
what are you believing in?
Yeah.
And like, if you get diagnosed with something and you're like, I'm never going to get better. Not to be rude, but you're probably never going to get better.
Right.
Whereas
every action you make is going to go down that path.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Whereas on the other side, you're like, no, I'm going to get better. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to get better. And yeah, maybe better isn't like 100% better, like back to where you were before whatever came into play. Right. But like it will be better. And then, in some extent, but then like you learn from it. So then you're like better in another way.
Right. Right.
So it's like,
are you going to move in a positive direction or not?
Yes.
Are you going to move, like, are you going to improve in the direction where you can improve, or are you going to move toward a direction where you like get worse?
Yes.
In a way. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's cool.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
We got next question here. Favorite podcasts?
Oh, yeah.
Or ones that you listen to a lot.
Yeah, so I actually haven't listened to podcasts a lot in a while. I've just been like chilling. Maybe you could call it lazy.
Yeah.
But the best one that I enjoy and I've probably listened the most to is called The Evolving Man.
I have never heard of that one.
Yeah, so it's a podcast based around men's work. So like men's mental health, holding space, understanding like sexuality, understanding like essentially just like how to navigate through the world as like a modern man, right? Like breaking down those limiting beliefs of like, oh, like men don't cry, or like, you have to be the supporter, or like you don't communicate your feelings, or you have to be like hard as fuck, or like whatever. Yeah. So stuff like that, and it like changed my life.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. And we got another question for you. Favorite Instagram accounts. So stuff maybe like that you think is cool, funny, entertaining, or like educational. Yeah. Just stuff when you see on the feed, you're like, oh, I like that. I like this account.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. The first one, so one of them is Jim Quick, who is the writer of Limitless. Okay. Yeah. So him, he posts really good stuff. And then another one is Daily Stoic.
Nice.
Yeah, I really try to the best of my abilities, which not always there, but I really try to follow Stoic philosophy and mindset for most of my stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have that book? Do you read the daily?
I do not read the Daily Stoic. No.
I tried it for a while and it fell off, as a lot of habits do. But it was cool, like, because every day was a new like Stoic quote.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I haven't read it specifically, but like I'm a huge believer in like positive affirmations and repeating things over and over to get yourself in the right mindset.
Yeah. There's so I have a coaching group for a PT business and for the business I'm in, and one of their things they recommend is like a daily like morning routine.
Yes. And
one of the routines they have is I don't know I think they took it from somebody else, like recycled it.
Yeah.
But it's Savers.
Okay.
So SAVERS. Silence, and you can do each letter as long as you want.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't do it every day, but I like to do it. Sometimes I'll do it for like a minute each, maybe 30 seconds each, just if I'm short on time. Like, all right, I gotta get this done.
Yeah.
But like so silence, so meditation, breath work,
love it,
prayer, like anything you want to do that's like where you're not talking, just like close your eyes, silence for the first however much time.
Yeah.
Affirmations is the second one.
Yeah.
So just positive affirmations, however you want to do that.
Yeah.
Visualization, so like visualizing, like actually trying to vividly like see like what you want to either do that day, down the road, goals, future, whatever.
Yeah.
Visualization. Exercise.
Yep.
So something to get your heart rate up. I don't know, 10 burpees, couple push-ups, whatever.
Yeah.
R is read. So like Daily Stoic, reads something for like a minute maybe, who knows. And then S is scribe, like write a little journal like entry.
Yeah.
And I was doing that, and when we finished that, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm like, I crushed today, and it's only like the morning, you know, like.
No, that is a great routine.
Yeah,
that's a great routine.
And it can take 5 minutes if you do like a minute. Each one too. You know?
No.
It's like a AMRAP.
Or
like imam.
Sure. Yeah. Quick. Let me get this done real quick.
A brain imam.
Yeah. Damn, a minute. I couldn't even read a whole page in that amount of time.
right. Facts. Facts.
But yeah, man, and I think like what you said at the very beginning, you're like, oh, I think this was like used somewhere else first or whatever. Then
Yeah.
like, dude, everything we do is stolen from somewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyone who's ever like came to me like, dude, this is like, you know, whether it's a leader or whatever, like, this is this awesome idea I came up with. It's like, no, you read that in a book.
You got that from somebody else. The best idea is gonna get passed down.
Yeah.
Like,
And not to say you didn't make it your own.
Yeah.
Like
right.
make a change.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, heck yeah. I mean, you have to like change. I mean, times change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like everything came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you didn't like no one just created that out of nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's actually funny you mentioned that. There's a specific PT group that I don't want to say the name of it, but like it's a special company and they have their own like techniques and philosophies, and they invented them, quote unquote. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But like they're like movements and like breath work and stuff. But like if you there's a guy in the PT group who's saying like, oh yeah, I can't show that on social media because they'll come after me for like
damn.
What's it
for
called?
Like copyright.
Do not cease and desist or something like that.
Yeah.
Like with,
that's crazy.
Yeah, copyright. Like you can't use that. That's our stuff. Like
like trademark infringement.
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever.
You're using our techniques. I'm like, it's movement, it's stretches, it's exercise. Like, come on.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah,
that's
like, it is what it is. Yeah, they were able to like link up with the right lawyers and they can protect that stuff.
My gosh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's just like it's movement. It's recycled. Like.
Yeah, like how could you tell me that moving and breathing is unique to what you?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't create that.
And some people might know if they're listening what the group this is.
I know what it is.
Nothing wrong with this group at all. Like I think they do incredible work, but I just think that's a little over the top.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Right? Like
it seems like too much.
But
hey, we all out here just trying to make $1.
Yeah, facts.
I get it.
All right, so that was rapid fire, not so rapid fire questions. Let's move on to history. So, I mean, a little bit more about you, kind of like how you got into like youth sports, where you grew up, where you live now, and then how you end up getting into CrossFit, and then we'll get into the gym stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I'm from Brattleboro, Vermont. I moved to Rhode Island when I went to college, and I went to Johnson & Wales.
Cool.
In high school, I played lacrosse. And in college, I played lacrosse for like half of a year, so that doesn't even really count.
Yeah, except on the field.
Yeah, not even really. Like
you're part of the team.
Fall season.
All right.
No fall season. But yeah, so I actually transferred schools. So the first school I was at had lacrosse. Johnson & Wales didn't when I went there, so I joined a fraternity instead because same thing.
Cool. There you go. Nice.
Yeah. So did that, and then. While I was working in Providence after college, I like always worked out in high school and college. And then when I was working in Providence, I happened to be walking to lunch one day. I walked by a CrossFit gym and I'd like seen it before and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was like, you know what? I need to switch up my routine. I'm going to pop in there. Popped in there, did a free intro a couple days later. I was like, this is awesome. And here we are.
Here we are. Was it CFP?
No. So it was a gym called Down City CrossFit.
Okay.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Sure.
It was right downtown in the jewelry district. And it was owned by this guy named Josh Cannon. Great dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know Josh.
He was lifting at PBC for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
PBC. He was at Full Range.
Oh, cool.
And originally he was the head coach here after Down City.
No way.
So he was at Down City. The owners of CrossFit Providence found him, loved him. They were like, you need to be a head coach here.
Nice.
So Josh sold them his gym, came up here, started head coaching. I came up here with him. Some of the members from the gym did, some didn't. And then probably like half a year of being here at CrossFit Providence, he came up to me and he was like, hey man, like, because I'd known him for probably about a year and a half at this point. He's like, hey man, like, I think you would do a really good job coaching. Like, would you ever be interested? I was like, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And then so started going down that path. Started teaching like boot camps in the park, shadowed coaches, here at the gym, and then eventually started coaching my own classes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Boot camps in the park. What park?
It used to be in Brown Street Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that up like on the east side?
Yeah. You know where Hope High School is? Tortilla Flats?
Yes.
Right there.
Nice. Okay,
Name a taco spot and bar.
Yes. I know the taco spots for sure. And most of the bars.
Yeah.
High schools, I don't know. I grew up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So I don't know the high school. I know some of them. LaSalle. I live right next to it.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It is.
So I see that one. But,
yeah.
all right, cool. And we skipped, I think you might have said it and I missed it. What did you study at Johnson Wales?
I went to school for accounting.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, that's helpful for running a business.
It is super helpful. So I always knew that I wanted to own my own business.
Cool.
I didn't know what it was going to be. When I was going through school, I thought it was like, all right, get my CPA, work at a CPA firm for a little while, and then open my own CPA firm.
Yeah.
You know, like that was the idea. And then I did accounting for about 3 years, about a year full-time, 2 years part-time, and it just like, it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like very unfulfilling. Like you just sit behind a desk all day. Like it just like wasn't me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
QuickBooks? Do you use QuickBooks or Excel or?
So, I mean, Excel, of course. We used a system called Xero, Xero. Okay. So it's essentially the same thing. It's just a SaaS, right? So software as a service.
Yeah.
So it's just an online accounting platform connected to your bank accounts. Everything gets.
Do you still use the same one?
No, I don't. I pay a bookkeeper to do my stuff.
You're just like, I'm done with accounting. Like, no, I don't want any more anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, it sounds weird. You're like, oh, well, you're an accountant. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
But the truth is like being a business owner, you should do as little of that stuff as possible.
You gotta delegate.
So if I can pay someone $50 a month to handle all of that for me,
right?
Done.
Easy.
Done.
Nice.
I don't need to be looking at that stuff.
Right.
I need to look at the reports at the end of the month.
Yeah. You have the other stuff to worry about.
Yes.
Cool. I like that. That's smart, actually.
Yeah. You ever heard the saying, like, if you spend your time counting pennies, you lose dollars?
No, but I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That is literally the perfect example for account, like what you would, for your position, accounting, literally counting pennies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So take me from the journey from being a CrossFit coach to owning.
Yeah. So I started coaching here. I was still doing accounting work at the same time. I slowly transitioned into part-time accounting, more coaching, more clients, and then finally was able to ditch accounting altogether.
Nice.
And so then I was just coaching CrossFit, personal training, nutrition stuff.
Cool.
And the gym had actually been for sale for a while. And they just like weren't able to sell it. They like community, I don't know, whatever, deals fell through. And that's actually why it's not Revolution CrossFit anymore, Revolution Fitness. They just sold it, actually.
I'm not even sure where that is, actually.
It's right on the Providence Pawtucket line.
Okay.
Like exit 26
or
whatever.
Industrial Revolution?
Yes, Industrial Revolution. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like
New England Revolution?
no, not the soccer team. No. But yeah, so Kelly, love her to death. She's amazing. Was in talks with the previous owners for buying it.
Cool.
Discussions went south. They essentially were both like, F you, and she bounced and opened her own gym.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot.
It does. It does in CrossFit.
Yeah.
Not to go off on a tangent, but Windrose, Full Range, Industrial Revolution, No Risk, which isn't No Risk anymore, right? Ocean State bought it, so it's Ocean State North.
Ocean State North, right?
Yeah,
right.
or Ironclad
North,
yep. All those 4 gyms came from here.
Yeah. Like CFP was the birthplace of CrossFit.
It was, in Rhode Island.
And I wanted to ask you this because I tried to look up information online and I couldn't find anything, even on like Cross's website.
Yeah.
Do you know when CFP was opened?
Yeah, 2007.
Wow.
May.
Wow. Okay, so it's was there a CrossFit gym before CFP?
There was one.
There was one, okay.
But it doesn't exist anymore.
So literally the only way to get that information would be to ask you.
Yeah.
Because that's not available online when CFP was like... Because I figured like, CrossFit.com, it probably has like information about the different gyms. It just literally says the name of the gym and then just a generic workout. Like, come on, that's
Give me some juice.
Come on.
Yeah. No, and that I only know that from the previous owner, so I don't know how. I know the start date because I have like legal documents and stuff.
Right.
But like as far as there being another gym, that's only what I've been told. I don't even know what the name of the other gym was.
Right. When did CrossFit start? So it was around that time, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we're like one of the oldest gyms in the country.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean we're a 13-year CrossFit gym.
Holy smokes.
Let's see, 2007, almost 15-year CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
Or like 14, something like that.
I would love, I don't know if it's even possible to find out this information, but like what the oldest operating, like the still operating CrossFit gym is.
Yeah.
We've got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Because even like some of the big OG gyms, like Kelly Starrett's gym in California was one of the originals, and they just obviously they stopped operating like last year or something like that.
Oh yeah, did he just like switch to all online stuff?
Yes. Like, what was the name of his gym? CrossFit, like Southern California.
Yeah,
I
SoCal.
Forget, was it something like that?
Yeah, SoCal CrossFit or something like that.
I forget the name of it, but so at one of our events that we did for the PT group, he came and like talked to it, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And he was talking about how like they had like 7 months of expenses saved up. Now this is in California.
Yeah. Where
they just absolutely crushed them with COVID regulations.
Yeah.
Especially gyms.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, we like pretty much went through all of that, and then we're like, what the fuck do we do now? So they just closed up shop.
Yeah.
They're like, there's nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
We had way more than a normal business would be expected to keep in a bank account, and they used it all up, and they're just like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can the government help us out? Nope. All right. Oh, yeah. I guess we'll just do this shit online now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, he has a big online following.
Yeah,
so
he's fine. Like, he's doing well.
And he was Supple Leopard too, right?
Supple Leopard, yeah. So, yeah, his online stuff's booming, but like the actual like in person in the gym stuff, which is almost like a side business for him in a way.
Probably.
But it was a very successful CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
Like, went under.
Yeah.
Very old operator.
That's where those accounting skills come in handy.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool because I was 2007. All right. Yeah. I got that written down so I can remember it.
Yeah. But yeah, so essentially, deal didn't work out with the other owner, and then me and Josh tried to buy the gym.
Cool.
And so we're like going through negotiations. Josh ended up deciding that it wasn't something he wanted to partake in, so he took a step back. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, well, like, I've come this far, so, like, I might as well just, like, do it.
Why not? Yeah.
So, went through with it, made the down payment, got a little money from Mom to help with that, invested in some equipment, and did my thing. And that was September 2017? Yeah, because it's been, like, 4.5 years.
Cool.
So, end of September 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, it took almost a year from like the start of talking with them to like getting the lawyers involved and like everything. Dude, I'll never forget. It was like 3 months of like, like next week it'll go through. No, like next week.
Sounds familiar.
Like next, yeah.
We don't have to get into that if you don't want to.
We can in a little bit. Yeah. We can in a little bit. Challenges make us stronger, bro.
Yeah, right. Damn. So, you may be the the longest tenured owner. 4.5 years? Or where's the 2007?
So the previous owners owned it the longest, right?
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
for 10 years?
Yeah, for like 10 years, like 9 years, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay. All
right,
cool.
So they owned it that whole time.
So it was just one other owner before you?
It was 3.
Oh, but they all owned it together?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Cool. What was that like as far as like that decision? Because when you had it, you're going in with somebody, they decided not to do it, and you're like, and there must have been some doubt in your minds too.
Of course.
Like, how were you able to like push through and be like, hey, you know what? Let's. I want to do this. I want to make this jump.
Yeah. So I mean, like again, like I knew I've always wanted to own my own business, and like the opportunity was there, and like I'd already come so far.
Yeah.
So I was like, why take a step back? Why limit myself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna do the best I can. And I had this like vision of what I was gonna do, and I thought it was gonna be really awesome. And turns out it wasn't a great vision, but it doesn't matter anyways.
Whatever.
Because you learn along the way.
Right.
And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like I've like taken some risks in my life.
Sure.
And like life's just like too short to just like not. And it's like, yeah, like were there times where I wanted to throw up? Like for sure.
Yeah.
What like the first like 2 months of owning the gym, I think like every night I would sit on the porch of the apartment that I was at, and I would like maybe not cry, maybe cry.
Yeah.
But like just like get emotional, and like I'd be sitting there, it'd be like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? And I'd be like, I'm not doing enough.
Like,
I'm not doing enough. Like, what if this fails?
Yeah.
Like, if this fails right now, like, I owe my mom, like, 10 G's. Like, I don't want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I fail, like, I'm going to let everybody down. Like, it wasn't even about me at that time. I was like, whatever. If you know what, I'll just go get another job.
Sure.
But I was like, I don't want to let everyone down. Like, I have this awesome gym. Like, I don't want all these people to lose this awesome gym.
Right.
And I would just sit there and be like, dude, shut up. Like, work during the day and, like, relax at night.
Yeah.
Like, you got it. Like, you're going to burn yourself out.
Turn the switch off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Josh had left the gym, which had opened up like 16 classes or 20 classes, like literally like overnight that needed to be filled. And I was already coaching like 10 or 12.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll never forget my first coaches meeting. I like show up to the coaches meeting. I'm young. I'm 30 now, so I was like 25, 26.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think every one of the other coaches was older than me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was a little bit of a fucker. So like they probably did where they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
But we get there, I'm like, all right, like who can help me cover classes?
Crickets.
It's crickets. Crickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want to help the previous owners. And I'm like, okay, because they'd still owned it, like when I became head coach.
Yeah, yeah.
There was like a transition period.
Sure.
And they're like, yeah, we don't want to help the owners. I was like, well, guys, like I'm buying the gym, like I really need your help, like da. But yeah, I'll never forget. Every Thursday, I would go to the grocery store because that's when I would food prep or whatever.
Yeah.
Every Thursday, on the way back from the grocery store, I'd cry.
Oh, man.
Every Thursday, dude.
Because of the money you spent there?
Not.
Like, damn, I went to Whole Foods again? Shit. Why are they taxing so much?
No, just because I was like so tired and like stressed out, and I
Yeah.
was coaching so much.
Yeah.
There were days when I would coach 7 out of the 8 classes.
Man.
And like for anyone who's ever coached a CrossFit class, like they probably know like
It's draining.
3 or 4 is the limit.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you coached more than 4 classes a day, and you're just like you're essentially
You're
a
not able to,
chaperone.
yeah.
Like you're just like like here's the workout.
Yeah.
Like get it.
Yeah, you're right. You're not able to give it your all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an intense. Like I wear the Whoop, and a lot of times like I still do a little coaching at the gym I'm at now. Over at
Bullfrog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like twice a week, like 6 a.m.
Hell yeah.
Just to keep my feet wet.
Dude, it's important.
And I'll get like a workout notification at the end of the hour.
Yeah.
Like if my heart rate was elevated for that long, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're moving.
Yeah.
Like
For sure, man.
It can definitely, and like mentally, like
Oh, yeah.
in order for you to give it to your all, because you need to make each person feel like they're the only one in the class.
And you need to be focused.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're focusing on people.
Mhm.
And it's not that they're like taking energy from you in like a negative way.
No.
But like you are giving them energy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So when like you're giving, let's say on average 10 people a class.
Yeah.
Some of them are like 5 or 6, some of them are like 20, whatever. Like when you're getting, an average of 10 to 12 people, your energy for 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
Beat.
That was one of the things when we did the Active Life seminars. They were saying like, there needs to be a limit because you can only coach like really well, like you said, like 3 or 4 classes. Like, it's like no coach should be doing more than 3 or 4 classes a day.
No.
Like you need to split that up in order to keep the. Because, I mean, we love coaching. That's why we do it. But, like, you're going to burn out if you do more than that.
Yeah. And if you look at my coaching schedule here at the gym, the most one of our coaches will coach in a day is 4.
Yeah, which is perfect.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only is it 4, but there's breaks.
That's good, too.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're doing 4 right in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Even at the time, like, we don't have this situation anymore, but at the time when we did have this ability, like, I wouldn't let coaches coach more than 2 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because by the time you get to the 3rd class, like, you can coach the class, but it's not that great.
Right.
And then if you're doing the 4th, like, you might as well not even be there.
Just put the head on the board and sit down and hang out.
Just close your eyes. Go take a nap, dog.
Yeah, just let me know if you need me. I'm just going to be taking a nap right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Grab a couple of yoga mats, put your head on a nav mat,
right.
pass out.
Right. That's fast. Well, okay, so let's jump back on track. So we got to the point you had purchased the gym.
Yep.
You're dying.
Yeah, essentially.
At what point did you feel like, was it a progressive, or at what point did you feel like, okay, I really have like a good handle on things, or is it kind of just an evolutionary, like you always are learning?
You're always learning.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely feel like I have a much better handle, and probably 6 months in, I had a much better handle.
Cool.
And that probably around that time was when I realized I was like, okay, like I can't do part-time coaches.
Yeah.
Like majority of our staff was part-time coaches, and there's nothing wrong with gyms that do this.
Right.
But that was probably the big turning point for me. I'm like, okay, this is like a good analogy, right?
Sure.
Like you have fires,
mm-hmm.
and if you're constantly having to put out those fires, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
What you need to do is prevent the fire from ever happening.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed, like not having full-time coaches, like salaried full-time coaches, like constantly putting out fires of having to cover classes, having to communicate, like do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, okay, I need to solve this problem so it doesn't happen. So that's when I hired Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And so that was like the first big step. I'm like, and then it was like, okay, now I get it. Like, this has actually helped out so much.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to communicate. So much more is getting done. Okay, now this is the path I need to continue going down. I need to continue hiring full-time coaches.
Yeah.
Which is why we hired Patrick recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
People love Pat too.
Yeah.
Pat's a good
great.
dude.
He's a great dude. He's like he's an extra mile guy, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like he'll always be like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
That's a great question.
Yeah, usually I don't have anything, but like I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, right.
Don't ask too many times. You might get more than you want.
I've even noticed recently on is he doing some social media too? Mm-hmm. The social media's been awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about maybe 6 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, okay, like I want to start creating more organic growth at the gym. Like I want us to grow. We need to come back from COVID. Like we need more members.
Yeah,
like in order to continue operating. Like I want to hire another full-time coach. So we're just going to do organic, post consistently, get story posts. So I started doing that. Used an app that like times posts. You can schedule them.
Later?
It's called Tailwind.
Oh.
But I mean, there's like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like essentially just schedule your posts. So I'd schedule posts for a month, make sure we're getting consistency, post on stories and doing that. And then once we hired Patrick, which happened just about a month ago, I gave that to him. I was like, all right, this is what we've been doing. This is how it's done. Here is how you do this.
Yeah.
No, please do this for me.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, to go what you said, like we talked about a moment ago, like coaches can't coach more than like 3 or 4 classes a day.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense for a full-time salary.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, what other things
else?
can you have? Like you gotta have some, and so he's a social media guy.
Perfect.
Pictures and social media. Let's
That's
go.
good.
Yeah.
And some people love that, and some people hate it. So if he's into it, like that's perfect.
It is.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
He does a great job.
That's
good. Yeah.
Following up on that, so anything coming up, or let's talk about code for a second, because as I was getting ready for this interview or this podcast, I was typing in CrossFit Providence on Google, and some of the first things that popped up were like, which for some reason I never caught on to this, was you guys on the news getting interviewed about COVID.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah.
So how did I mean, I think you guys did an awesome job, but how was that whole process getting through that?
Like getting through COVID?
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing was uncertainty.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't know when it's going to be over, like you don't know what you're going to get for funding, like so on and so forth. So like I really tried to be diligent and on top of those things to create as much safety as I could.
Totally.
Cut as many expenses as I could. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it sucked, but like the first like quarantine or whatever that was like 2 months long wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But then when they did it to us again in December.
Yeah.
I think that was 2020.
The 2-week break or whatever?
Yeah, it ended up being 3.
Yeah, right.
But it started as 2.
Yeah.
And then it turned into 3. And like before they, like right when they started the 2-week hold, they're like, oh, well, but like we're going to give you money. But that was like never the discussion leading up to it. It was like, no, we're going to close you guys for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was never like we're going to close you and give you grant money.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, we're going to close you.
Yeah.
And so like everyone's freaking out.
Right.
And then like a day before, like the closing was happening, like, oh, but like we're going to give you grant money. And we're like, all right, well, like, that makes me feel better. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why did you guys tell us that more than 24 hours before you did this?
Yeah.
Where we're scrambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
But the 3 weeks was harder for some reason.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like, again, uncertainty. Like,
right.
I don't know what's
kind of keep
over.
happening.
Yeah. And it's just, and I think just like exhaustion, like I don't want to fucking do that anymore.
Yeah. That's brutal.
But essentially, got PPP loans. Well, got the first one. Bank of America really screwed me over on the second one.
God.
Good way to go, big banks.
Yeah, right.
Convenience isn't always convenient.
Facts.
And then we got like the grant from the city or state whenever they closed them down. And then there was like a couple other small things that came out that we took advantage of because it was the only way we were going to survive.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't get those, we wouldn't.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't be able to make it work.
Now, the positive thing that I would take from all this is that like everyone at the gym is so much closer.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So it's like, I mean, when you go through hard times together, it brings people closer, right?
Yeah.
When you sweat, bleed, cry together, all that stuff, like it brings people closer. And when this happened, obviously we lost some membership. I think at our lowest point, we were maybe operating at like 65-70%, which is still pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Considering we had to close a gym.
Right, not bad.
Yeah. And so thank you to all the supporters. Thank you.
Definitely, yeah.
Would not be here without you. But like all of that happened, but like so now people that stayed are like so much closer because they like went through that hardship together, and they they went through it with us as coaches. They went through it together as members, and it just like created this like better foundation, like this better core community at the gym. Totally, which has been really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't picture that being a positive, but it totally makes sense.
Right. It's that ideal, right? Like when a tree falls in the forest, it just leaves rooms for other trees to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Boom.
Phoenix rise from the ashes.
Yes.
There we go.
You got it.
I want to be respectful of your time. We're an hour in. It's 1:41.
Damn.
Do you want to?
Yeah, we can keep going if you want to.
All right. Okay, couple more questions to ask you.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll try to keep it short. My bad.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. So I want to talk about your certs a little bit because some of them I don't know about. I don't know too many level 3s. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So maybe talk about that a little bit. The USAW and then the Poliquin.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I got my CrossFit Level 3 about 3.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's essentially a 400 question exam or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and essentially the way you study for it is you just read every CrossFit journal that's ever been
published. Nice.
So for 6 months, I studied for a half hour a day.
Wow.
That is
split it up.
Right?
Yeah.
Consistency, right? Diligent. Like I have notebooks that have like all the notes I took, and I went and took the test.
Cool.
And it was cool. It's supposed to take about 4 hours. Mm-hmm. I got done in an hour and a half.
No. So you just crushed it.
Crushed it.
Nice.
And I was like, fuck, I did something wrong.
Really?
In my head, right? Because I'm like, this is
too fast.
It's way too fast.
Yeah.
So I went back through, reviewed it all, ended up, I was like, all right, it's good to go. So it ended up taking me maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. I get done. And they don't tell you your score, but they print your results right when you're done.
Yeah.
Like pass or fail.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and this dude, because you're at a testing center, is sitting across from me, and he has a printer that's like facing him.
Yeah.
So this document is printing out that he can see, but I can't, and I'm like freaking out, right? Like I just studied
in slow motion, just coming out of the printer.
Yeah. What does it say? Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, it's like 6 months of busting my ass.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the hardest CrossFit exam. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, and it was a pass. I was like, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I actually saw something the other day that CrossFit posted that less than 1% of CrossFit coaches hold the level 3 / CCFT.
CCFT, what's that?
It's CrossFit Certified Trainer.
Okay.
So you are only a level 3 if you've taken the level 1 and level 2.
Okay.
But technically, do you have your level 1?
Level 1,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's say Joe, who doesn't have any of that,
yeah,
wants to go take the CCFT. He can take it.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to have any level 1 or level 2, and
you
can take it, but you only get the CCFT certification from that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a level 1, level 2, when you take the exam, you get both certifications. You get the level 3 and the CCFT. Okay. Because you have the other levels that lead up to it. Does that make sense?
So does it give you a certain ability to do something, the CCFT, or is it?
Yeah, so it's an accredited certification.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, probably something similar, not quite as advanced as like a CSCS
sure.
like a NASM, which I would say is probably a little less.
Yeah.
Or whatever, CPT, things like that. So it's one of those. So it's a nationally accredited certification that you can do to be a coach and personal trainer.
Gotcha.
Whereas you can be a CrossFit level 1 and
it's not really considered a personal trainer.
Yeah, and like a box gym may not consider that a certification to coach there.
Because it's not nationally
accredited, right? By whatever ANSI or whatever.
Interesting.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So, and then I've been working towards getting the level 4. So CrossFit, if you hear this, can you please release it?
What, do they only release this like every so often? So
it used to be a gift. It used to be like hey, you're a really famous coach.
Hey, 2007, we've been running the show. Come on, throw level 4 this way.
Yeah, so like Ben Bergeron has his level 4. Like so like if you're a famous coach or if you've been on the seminar staff for a long time, like you'll get your level 4. Mm-hmm. Well, they recently, just before COVID, maybe a year before, they released the test. And the test is 2 in-person coaching sessions. So you coach 2 classes, and they review you and decide whether you're a level 4 or not. And like in person is my bread and butter.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I'm like, sign me
no
up,
test.
dog.
I can just do it in person.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, like people go.
I wonder
crazy.
who would be like testing you too.
I think it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
But it would be one of like the seminar
super
staff.
high level coach. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tried out to be a seminar staff.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago. I got in. I was an intern for.
In Reebok?
Yeah, for CrossFit. Like for CrossFit, level 1
Sweet.
intern. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
We can leave that for a minute.
Sure.
Let's keep going with questions.
We'll keep
okay.
Poliquin.
Oh yeah, so USAW Level 1,
yeah.
pretty simple.
Cool.
Started coaching CrossFit. I was like, I have no idea how to coach Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
I'm scared to coach people. Like, I do not want to kill somebody.
Sure.
So I went and got a certification to do it.
Cool.
That's it.
There we go.
And now it's probably the best thing I'm at coaching.
Let's go.
Like, you want to get better at Olympic lifting?
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
I will get you greasy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Poliquin Biosignature. So essentially nutrition certification.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it correlates hormone balances, like different sites on the body to hormone balances and imbalances, as well as just like sensitivities, nutrition, right? Insulin resistance, all that stuff.
Sweet.
So just a really good nutrition certification. And then also access to really good supplements.
Oh, nice.
Which is Poliquin.
Yeah.
And this is all started by Charles Poliquin.
Right.
Who I'm sure if anyone is in the fitness realm, they know who he is.
I've heard the name, yeah. I don't know a ton about him, though.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Look him up. He is probably... he's definitely one of possibly the best strength coach of our time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of like the forefathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just an absolute plethora of knowledge, super intelligent. Cool. Typical to anyone who's been in the... Well, not typical, but... We've seen it, it was, maybe just probably took a little bit too much juice.
Sure enough. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and then we'll start to wrap up soon, but I just want to know kind of where you're at as far as your personal fitness, nutrition, recovery.
Yeah.
Kind of like what are you doing for like your training schedule? What do you take for like supplements? What do you like to do for nutrition and recovery?
Yeah. Yeah, so training, right now I'm essentially just taking classes at the gym.
Cool.
So it sounds weird, I don't really like care a lot about my fitness right now in the sense where I don't need to follow a program specifically made for me to make my goals. Yeah. I just want to work out and have some fun.
Cool.
So at the moment I'm working out generally on Mondays, then on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which I'm about to work out after this.
Cool.
And then, so that's like a Metcon day, weightlifting day, Thursdays is endurance, and then I usually fit in like a bodybuilding day.
Nice. The pump.
Yeah, the pump. And not like curls and tries, but just like more like FBB stuff, like functional bodybuilding type stuff. Yeah.
Or like just, not doing like explosive movements.
Yeah, more tempo work, more positional work. Maybe like a little bit more isolated in the sense of like doing like a hack squat or a hamstring curl or something.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I add that in like once or twice a week.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge for long-term health and wellness.
Definitely.
So that's where I'm at with that. Recovery, I stretch off after almost every workout.
Nice.
But I would actually call it meditation.
Cool.
So I get in like stretching positions, but really I just focus on breathing.
Nice.
While I'm in those positions and relaxing and trying to get my cortisol levels down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Post-workout recovery or pre-workout would be juice.
Nice.
I drink
any particular
tart cherry juice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I use that to fuel my workouts. What else do I do for recovery? I haven't done this in a while, but I love like cold showers or ice baths, saunas, all that stuff. Like, yes, please, all about it. I'm probably just too lazy. Like, if I had an easier way to do those things, well, the cold shower is really easy, right? Just turn it cold.
Is, but not mentally. It's not mentally easy. Like, the warm feels so good.
Yeah, especially in the winter here.
Yes.
So I'm a firm believer in those things. I get a massage every 2 weeks. A sports therapy massage with Steph. She's the best.
She's awesome.
Company's called Leverage. Good luck. She's booked out for the next year.
I went to go see her too, actually.
Yeah.
She did it good. She messed me up in
Yeah.
a good way.
Yeah, exactly.
She got in there.
Things like Bodhi.
Yeah, Bodhi Spa. You mentioned Rafa too.
Yeah, Rafa. Yeah. I haven't been to Bodhi, but I would love to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm all about those things for recovery.
Awesome.
Supplements, I don't really take any workout supplements.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm dairy intolerant, allergic, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So like I don't consume any whey or anything like that. I think EAAs, so essential amino acids, are a pretty good one, but like I eat enough protein. I don't really,
you don't need to take it.
Creatine's a good one. Sometimes I'll cycle on and off of creatine.
Nice.
But that's it. Like I don't really take. I try to eat as much real food as possible.
Yeah. The name of the game.
You know, and so as far as nutrition goes, I eat roughly 4 meals a day, sometimes 5, and each meal is super simple. It consists of protein, vegetables, carbs, and like a little bit of healthy fats.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm trying to lean out, sometimes I'll reduce my carbs a little bit, increase my proteins and fats a little, but that's it.
Sweet.
My body does really well on carbs.
Yeah.
So I eat a bit of them.
Same.
Everyone's not that blessed, sorry.
Yeah. And you do a lot of sweet potato.
I eat a lot of sweet potato. Yeah, sweet potato, white potato, rice. Those are like my carbs.
Nice.
White rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
None of that brown rice.
You don't like the brown rice?
Nah. Well, your body doesn't digest brown rice that well.
It's a lot of fiber.
Yeah, too much fiber, and like the actual, I don't know if you'd call it a kernel or the grain.
The grain, yeah.
The grain is usually encased. So there's like a hard layer around it, and your gut can't really break that down.
Yeah. I with my meal prep, I have access to a microwave, but I'm a lot of times too lazy to use it because where I'm located, it's like upstairs on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
So I eat a lot of stuff cold.
Yeah.
Which, I think you do too, right? Or do you heat it up?
It depends on where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have no problem doing it, but I know the brown rice, I'm like,
oh no, rice
is so chewy.
Nah, dude, rice I can't do cold.
Rice, like, especially brown rice, is so chewy cold.
Yeah, no, I can't do.
But I'm kind of a sicko, so I eat it anyway.
Yeah. I'll do sweet potato. I'll do chicken. I'll do any sort of vegetable cold.
Yeah.
But like I won't do red meat cold.
Yeah.
I don't do rice cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
White potatoes just doesn't sound good cold.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
All right, so last question, and you can go off a little bit on this one too, because I know you got a lot going on. Anything in store for the future that's that you're looking forward to? And we'll start to hit the wrap-up questions after that.
Dope, yeah. So I was supposed to open another gym, and that was supposed to be happening probably within the next 2 weeks. And it was going to be like your general box gym, you know, pay X amount per 28 days, access, you know. And my ex-business partner and I decided that it wasn't going to work out. So part of me thought about buying it and just doing it on my own, and part of it thought of me just like, that's a lot, I could use the money. So I am going to get bought out, so he's going to buy me out, he's going to take all the equipment, and I'm going to get someone else to sublease the space that we were going to use.
Oh, okay.
So reason being, the reason is that I want to own this building.
Yeah.
That's like the next power move, and I need capital to do it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to open another business, use more of my capital, and then also have something that's riskier than having just a tenant over there, as well as another focus.
Right.
So the previous owner did a great job explaining this to me when I bought the gym. He goes, when you own a business, it's a bucket.
Yeah.
And when you have your business set up, your bucket is set up, right? And so the best thing you could do is fill that bucket.
Yeah.
And until that bucket is filled, there is no point in doing anything else. Because you're just wasting energy.
Yeah.
Right? One of my favorite sayings, you try to chase too many rabbits, you don't catch any.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
So that's a big plan. It's like, okay, get someone new to come in and sublease. I'm going to have them sublease for more than the current person. So even though I might go a month or two without rent, it'll make up for it in the long run.
Sure.
It'll give me the capital to buy this building. And then I can start making improvements to the building that make sense. And it's not to say that I couldn't have been making improvements during this time, because it would benefit my members.
Yeah.
But like, it kind of doesn't make sense when you don't own the building.
To make massive, expensive improvements.
Yeah,
like who knows?
A new roof.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or like new garage doors.
Right.
Locker rooms and bathrooms, I'd say is a little more digestible for not owning it. But it still doesn't make quite as much sense remodeling a whole bathroom, remodeling a whole shower room if you don't own it.
Right.
You know, that's
same with like an apartment.
Yes.
Like there's only so much improvement you're gonna do until you're like, okay,
please,
I'm not gonna somebody else owns this place. Like,
dude, if you are living in an apartment and you are
remodeling your bathroom,
stop. Stop. Go listen to some like money talk things. Figure your ish out, because that ain't it. That ain't it. Yeah. Because they're gonna raise the rent on you for fixing it.
Right. Oh, this place is nice. You're only paying this much? Man.
They're gonna get you.
Right.
So that's the plan with that.
Cool.
And then the big thing I'm working on right now with CFP is trying to improve coaches and improve the systems.
Sweet.
So just continue to improve the coaches with quarterly reviews, being there for them, supporting them, giving them personal training clients that come in through the door so that they have the opportunity to make more money. Mm-hmm. And then continue to improve systems to make my life easier. So simple things like subscriptions for like supplements and stuff like that versus having them on the shelf. Yeah. Getting a little bit more of a process around creating attire, because I've been awful about that the past 4 years. Yeah. I mean, I've had the same shirt and baseball tee for like 3 years. It is. It's nice. But maybe a new one, you know? So like working stuff like that. Yeah. And then just creating the opportunity to help people more that want it. Yeah. And to be honest, that want to spend the money on it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I like it. Hell Big stuff coming.
Trying, dog. Trying.
This is almost like a repeat question, so if it is, we'll skip it. But anything else you want to plug? I mean, you CFP, obviously, everything you said. Yeah. Yeah. CrossFit Providence. You can find us on Instagram at CrossFit Providence. If you want to look me up, at t.baldauf14. And then our website is crossfitprovidence.com. Sweet. Hit us up. Come take that free trial class, y'all. Let's go. And then last question. This one trips people up sometimes, and also it's at the very end, so like most people don't get to it. But if you have a favorite quote, mantra, saying, and the way I describe it, and I describe it like this, so you have time to think too. Yeah. But if you have a billboard on 95. We'll put it right next to the big blue bug. Okay. Like right above it, so like when people are driving by, like, they can see it, and it's like your message to people. Basically. Yeah.
I would say it's probably 2 parts, and this kind of goes with some stoicism. So the first part is that like challenges are the way, right? Challenges in life, if we face them, tackle them, learn from them, overcome them, right? They will make your life better. Yeah. And then the second one is actually from my dad. Cool. Yeah. So when I was young, I was definitely a little fucker. But something he said to me that I still remember to this day, he goes, it's funny, the harder I work in life, the luckier I seem to get.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
So like embrace challenges, grow, right? Use those. As shitty as it feels right now. I mean, I've been going through it the past 2 weeks. Can I tell you how many times I've wanted to throw up? At least like once a day. Sure. I'd be like eating a meal and like, what is happening right now? But like in the end, like everything will work out, and I'm just gonna do everything that I can. Cool. And I'll probably get lucky because of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Well, Tanner, thanks for being on. It was awesome.
Thanks, man. This was dope, dude.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Signing off.
Yeah. Bye, Rhody.